What is up, guys? In today's video, we're gonna take the new fusion champion for a spin. We're gonna see if it's worth fusing the champion. Is he going to help your account whatsoever, progression-wise, mid-game, end-game? I am currently on the test server, guys, where I have access to the champion. This will be a classic fusion. So we're gonna have a new rare champion, and we're gonna have a new epic champion as well. The fusion champion, of course, is going to be Granyt. He's hiding somewhere right here. Granyt Doorkeep. We're going to talk about him in a second. We should have an epic fusion champion somewhere right here, which is Hilda. She does look pretty good. So if by any chance you're not going for the fusion champion for whatever reason, you might be able to pick one of these epics. A triple hitter. Each hit will ignore 10% of the target's defense and has a chance to steal a buff. You have a double hitter. The damage inflicted by the skill increases by 10% for each debuff on the target, stacking up to 100%, and has a chance to land heal reduction. Really, really good for the Fire Knight. And then you have the third skill, increase attack on all allies, and a chance to stun all the enemies. Even freaking better. And the passive enhances the damage all allies deal versus enemies that are under heal reduction or a stun placed by this champion. So this sounds like a pretty solid epic. I will be doing a guide on this one as well to see what type of damage we're pulling out of the character, if it works good in the Fire Knight, the Curse series, where you have a lot of Fire Knight bosses and stuff, and you have an attack aura for all battles. The rare champion is overall pretty irrelevant. I actually even forgot the faction. I'm not sure if he's a demon spawn or something like that, but it's just not really a very interesting rare champion that might do anything for any of our accounts. Is this one right here, Glade Wolf. Basically a defense-based, a chance to land decreased speed with a triple hitter, AoE attack with a chance to provoke, and counter attack and ally protection on all of your team. It's not necessarily bad, it's just nothing too special to be like, oh my god, we finally got an amazing rare, which it didn't happen in a very, very long time. But talking about the fusion champion, guys, so let me just put Granyt Door. That's how I'm gonna look for this bad boy. We're gonna do it in the following way. We have a build that's kind of like more of a casual-ish build. It's still a pretty decent build, to be honest. It's not like insane in terms of stats or anything like that. We're gonna try him without books, and we're gonna try him without a soul first. We're gonna check a bit the multipliers, then we're gonna add the books, gradually add the soul, and then upgrade the build on the champion. And we're even gonna throw him in a Hydra team to see how he performs in there. The whole idea with the champion, a triple hitter, pretty good, has a chance to remove a buff. Then this skill increase accuracy, defense down, and block buffs on all of the enemies, which is pretty good for the Hydra clan boss. And this one buffs the entire team with shatter and increased crit damage. So even if he doesn't necessarily deal damage himself, as he should based on his kit, right? Like, he's meant to do a lot of nasty things. At least he might enhance your other damage dealers to push in more damage in some PvE content, if he sucks in PvP, right? Because of the shatter and increased crit damage. And then he is immune to crowd control debuffs, which can be pretty nice. Leaving all that on the side, we have him built on a Savage and an Immortal set. These are his total stats right here, as you guys can probably notice. No relic. We're not even going to give him a relic. No books. No blessing. And these are the masteries. We have offense and support. Now, what I want to do is just check the damage as he currently is at the moment. So we're going to go on stage 10. We're going to drop this, drop this, drop this, drop this. I literally just need him next to that Lydia, because we have everything else sorted, right? So I was gonna check if Lydia has gear, actually, and she does. So we're good to go in. Very curious if he's gonna be able to do any type of work whatsoever. So let's start with this skill. Attacks an enemy before attacking, removes all buffs. We're gonna attack this Liburga. So shatter, increase crit damage, 297k hit, no books, no blessing. That third skill, actually, not too bad. The damage seems fairly decent. If we're going to be able to one-shot with the books and everything else, then I would consider him as a decent-ish champion. Very curious to see now the AoE attack. We buffed, so we have everything up and running. And what do we have as a multiplier? This grants an extra turn if we kill an enemy, which could be nice. Increase accuracy, and the damage on this skill is horrendous. My goodness. There is no damage. So the AoE completely sucks, okay? While the A3 felt fairly decent, the the A2 is awful in terms of damage or anything else. 47, 31, 34 with the basic skill. So he's not necessarily bad because of the A3 being decent, but he's not good because of the A1 and A2 being bad. A1 is decentish, but the A2 is really bad. I'm not going to bring in Magnar again to compare him, guys, because you know what happens. Magnar will win on the AoE. 232k versus Venus. And she did have the defense down and weaken. Okay. So, overall, that's kind of like what it looks like in terms of multipliers. Not that great. I'm quickly going to give him some books just to kind of like get a better idea. We have a brand new Void Legendary as well, guys, which seems very interesting for the Chimera. I will be doing a video on him probably for tomorrow. So we booked him. I will give him the soul, but I won't activate it, right? So I'm going to give him a 5-star, but I'm not going to activate it. So we're not going to gain the stats, just so I don't have to come back to this screen again. And then let's go back into the dungeon with the build that we currently have on, right? The build that we have on is really not insane or anything like that to be like, oh my god, it's just the gear that does all the carry, right? And let's see if we're attacking Daliborga again. 208. It felt like we've got no damage. Don't we have like damage boost on that skill? I think we do, right? It doesn't show it here, right? So let's go with the AoE now. 130k, yeah, the AoE has really bad damage. Like, really bad damage. So I want to see if I can use the A1 and then use the A3 again. So let's lock that Venus. We have the A3 available. Let's go versus the target with the highest HP. Okay, 271. Now we move into the next skill. A1, 68, 72, 68. The A1 really not that bad, to be honest. AoE again. The AoE is what sucks on the champion. So that is the main problem. The AoE is really bad. Now we can go in with this, and we're going to attack this Chagur. 334. So now that we stacked some masteries and stuff, it looks a bit better. We can go in with A1. 22, 20, 23. We had no defense down on that target. Okay-ish, let's just say. Doesn't look too bad. Because of the A3. Literally, that's what makes the entire kit. Okay. No, you won't be doing that. No revive allowed. Okay, no revive allowed. 54, 56, 58. And now we can go with this again. And let's see if we can target this Venus. Can we take her down? 295. Venus is the tankiest on this wave. I was curious to see if we have enough firepower. You know what? I thought that he's going to be worse than this because everybody else in the CC chat said that the multipliers are completely awful. At least I agree with the second skill, completely awful. But on the third skill, they are somehow decent. And as I was saying, if you're thinking about using him or using an Ugo or using the Orc, I forgot his name right now, that was a fusion champion that does defense down and block buffs. I think out of the three of them, he might be the better option just for the simple fact that he can enhance your team with Shatter and increase crit damage, which overall will bring you a bit of more damage. Now we're going to die right here most likely, unless we get an A3 and do a bit of damage. Okay, was that a 456k? I think so, right? Either way, I do not think we're going to survive this. So let's go A1. Get a bit of healing, 63k, 65, and we're dead. But we managed to get some decent damage out of him. What I quickly want to do right now is go into Faction Wars. You can use him in Faction Wars if you want to, of course. We do not have the dwarves open anyway, but we can go over to the Hydra clan boss. And we're gonna go to Brutal. And right here, I'm gonna build a team around him somehow. Okay, so we're gonna see what we can do with a team built around the champion. I could potentially trying to see where, from what I can bring in a crit rate. If I drop this one right here, this one doesn't even have block. We have block buffs from Lazarius. Okay, so I can drop that out, bring him in, and I can drop Venus. So we might go without weaken if needed. It's okay. So where are you? Or actually, we can drop. We'll see what we drop in a second. So we'll keep it like this. Then Venus can go out. And only if... Actually, I know exactly who I'm going to bring in. I know exactly who I'm going to bring in. And let me just quickly find him. We're going to bring in Mad Hatter. He brings the weaken, right? So problem solved like that. I just need to quickly find him. And we got Termiter. We are getting the increased attack as well, if I remember it correctly. And that should help the other characters too. We have Provoke. The only thing that we don't really have in here is a Veil. I could drop Cardial for that to bring in somebody else for the Veil. But the thing is, he's immune to all that crap. So the rest are not as important. But we're going to go in on a manual battle. Okay, I quickly need to give some gear to Thor. Oh, damn, Thor, you're completely naked, bro. What are you doing? Will this work? No, we don't have full crit like that. What about this? Perfect. So problem solved with that build. Thor, get out. What about him? He has the gear. Okay, so we are good to go. Let's see. We might not do a lot of damage, but that doesn't matter. What I'm kind of like thinking to do is to do a run with the team as it is, and a run without him to see a bit how the damage looks like. Like, is he really gonna enable us to do more damage, or not really? Okay, so we do have some magic heads in here. So that was the weaken. Because I know for a fact I'm not going to kill nobody. I'm going to start with this skill. So block buffs, defense down. Beautiful. And now we can take somebody down. And then we're going to test a bit his A3 damage versus a decapitated head and a non-decapitated head, right? So we're going to do all that in a second. Let's try to take this one down. Let's get more buffs on Krisk. Okay, and... Oh, I thought that was his time already to take a turn. So the Head of Mischief is almost dead. Let's do that. So we can go A3 on a non-decapitated head. And I think the best example is to target the Head of Blight, right? Because it still has a lot of HP. And then we can recoup our skill. We can get a cooldown back by the time he's going to come back. So we shatter 342k. We have weakened, defense down. Okay-ish. So shatter on everybody. That should increase the damage on literally every single character now, right? And the increased crit damage for whoever doesn't have it. But we have Cardial in the team, so might not be necessarily the best example with him in the team. Maybe a Mikage would have been a bit better. Let's take this one down as well. And it would have been good to bring in a decreased cooldown champion. So A1 skill, 48, 42, 38. We got no weak hits right there, which is good. We're going to try to take this head down instead. We want to keep that one up and running for a little bit longer. Just because... Is that? Just because I was trying to get a cooldown back. So with Thor, I'm going to use the A1 only at the moment. So we can actually get to the point where we can have the cooldown back on that skill, right? Can do an ally attack on the Head of Suffering. Okay. So I do think just for that simple fact that you're getting the shatter and the increased crit damage, he's better in a team than an Ugo or Bals. Bals, that's the name of the orc. I just remember his name, right? But other than that, if you don't necessarily think that that's worth it for you, it really depends. If you want to do the fusion, you don't want to do the fusion. Is it really going to improve your account? We're going to see what he can do in PvP in a second as well. I just literally want to use that A3 skill once. So hopefully we're going to have the cooldown up and running now. Damn it, we still don't have it. Okay, so we're going to go A1 then. 170, 191, 195. So almost 600k. A bit over 500,000 damage with that skill. Come on, please don't spawn. Okay, you spawned. Yeah, nasty creature. What is nice is that he doesn't get messed up by the fear in here, right? So we can go with the A3 versus a magic affinity head. No, we cannot. Forget about it. So we're gonna have to maybe keep this and quickly kill somebody else. Quickly kill the head of rat after. Okay, let's do that. So we're gonna have a lot of freaking fear proccing in now. Head of rat has the increased attack, so let's do a cleanse. We don't need a provoke, but we can use this. We can use that. Hopefully we're gonna have that skill available too after. It would have been good now on the Head of Suffering, but it's just such a massive difference in between the Head of Suffering and the other ones, right? I'm gonna keep the defense down till I decapitate another head. And I'm just gonna go A1. Let's proc the passive on this bad boy. And then kill it. Let's use an ally attack. Okay, do your damage, doesn't matter. 56, 65. That's really not that great for the AoE attack, right? Okay, now I will need Mad Hatter to have the the weaken as well available. And then that's gonna be 2 freaking turns. We got an extra turn right here, thankfully. So we should be able to use the A3 versus that head. The head of rat, which is decapitated right now. We have 21 million damage. So we put the defense down, block buffs. Wait. Why does he have the fear on? Or is it getting removed at the beginning of his turn, right? I think that's what it is. Getting removed at the beginning of the turn. Okay, so we have weaken. Beautiful, beautiful. No, don't you kill the head. And now we are ready to go in with the third skill. Finally, it freaking took an eternity. Let's see, guys. What can we do with this one? Shatter buff, increase crit damage. Ooh, is that it? 1.1 million. Yeah, definitely not very, very exciting. I thought that we will do at least 2+ million damage with that. But it doesn't really seem like it. Now, if we're going to give him a Nature's Red Blessing, that will be a bit of a different story. We have Thor with 9 and Granite with 3.8 only, right? So, even Cardiel almost dealt more damage than him. And Cardiel has literally 1 attack, okay? The basic skill. So that is a bit disappointing in terms of damage. But, as I was saying, he can enhance the team to do more damage. Now, what I think I'm going to do instead, I'm going to go to hard difficulty because we can kill the heads faster. So it doesn't really matter as much. Or actually, let's drop Cardiel. Let's drop Cardiel. You know what? I'm going to drop Cardiel and I'm going to bring in a Duchess to have the Veil. So we don't have to worry about the fear on anyone. Because I want to try a couple of different things, okay? So let's bring in not this Duchess. Let's bring this one in. Where is she hiding? Yo, Duchess, where are you? There we go. I've seen that Mad Hatter is missing some gear, but it doesn't really matter. So we're going to do a full run like this. This will reduce a bit the RNG. We're going to see how the team performs. It's still going to be a lot of RNG. It's very hard for me to kind of like pinpoint this. Wait, I was going to do an insta battle. Just to kind of like give us a bit of an idea, right? So with the shatter buff, let's just say we've got this. I'm actually going to take a quick screenshot. So we have this up and running. Kind of like remember. And what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to discard this result. And I'm going to go right here. And instead of him, I'm going to bring in an Ugo. Okay, I'm going to bring in an Ugo, defense down, block buffs. And we're not getting the shatter buff or anything like that, okay? So that will make a little bit of a difference. Let me just quickly find an Ugo. Ugo. There we go. And I want to make sure that we have gear. Okay, actually too fast. This is way too fast. What the heck? This is better. I'm not sure for what I've built that Ugo, but hey, this is better. So let's see how is the damage going to look now. So we haven't survived till the end. Okay, so let's do another one. Sorry. That was a bit odd. And again, we haven't survived till the end. But either way, as an idea, we're going to try to run another one in a second, okay? It might be a bit hard for you guys to see the numbers. So we've lost 29 million damage because Ugo dealt only 8, while Granyt dealt 37. Then we have Calamitous that lost around 30 million damage. And we have Thor that lost 43 million damage. Okay, so that is a lot of lost damage. As I was saying, it can be very beneficial to get the shatter buff and the increased crit damage on everybody else. Now, what I'm gonna do again, I'm gonna try another run to hopefully reach the turn limit count. I'm not sure why it's not working. It should. There we go. So, a bit better, 368. And it's pretty much the same story. In fact, Calamitous lost 40 million damage now. Thor lost 28 million damage. And of course, Granite, comparing it with Ugo, was going to bring 30 more million damage on top of it. So overall, we've lost over 100 million damage from swapping Granite to Ugo. And that's because of the buffs, as I was saying. Now, we know that the champion can be decent progression-wise. Not amazing or anything like that. Okay, I really do not think that he's going to change anyone's account, but he can be decent. What I'm going to do right now, I'm actually going to change the build on him. So we're going to give him something that's more decentish for PvP. So we're going to go with this. We don't really have the highest crit damage, unfortunately, because my gear tends to lack a lot of crit damage overall, but we're going to give him a blessing as well. And for PvP, Nature's Wrath won't necessarily be the best, but I'm still going to get that one, so I don't have to swap it around. And yeah, I was just thinking if anything else could work better. But this will benefit him the most for PvE content, at least. For PvP, let's just say it might not. Maybe a Haven cast could be a bit better. But these are the total stats. We have 115k HP, 300 crit damage, 260 speed. And we are still keeping the same masteries, right? That being said, let's dive into PvP and see if we can find at least a one-worthy opponent. They get block damage and all the funky stuff in here. So let's see how we can actually fit him in the team. So he's going to be the main DPS. Maybe bring in a lockout champion. Maybe bring in a thermometer booster. And we need a speed aura. Maybe we bring in an Armance. Let's see how that plays out. And then go to rank, man. And we'll try to do a couple of fights in here, just to kind of like get an idea. And I'll chuck him back into the Hydra with the build that I currently have on and see if anything changes. But his damage you've seen is just 30 million. Is really not amazing, the damage. Okay, maybe he's better here. Maybe he's better here. So, I know he's a single target. He's going to go straight to UDK. So, I'm going to try to polymorph UDK. So, we have that. Oh. He's freaking going ham on me directly. Okay, that's fine. So, let's see if we can kill him. We are the right affinity. And we ignore unkillable stone skin block damage. If the target is not under this, the attack will deal 100% more damage. So Ambris is under none of them. Dead. Extra turn. We can put this now. He's dead. He died as well, which is fine. Oh no! I thought that we can revive with him. I think my Galatira doesn't have gear on. I was gonna say, like, okay. I mean, okay. That might explain it. That might explain it, right? That might explain it. Why he died like that. But he actually killed freaking Ambris without a problem, especially if they don't have those 3 buffs. It seems like he can do a lot of damage. But we're going to give it another go, and we're going to see exactly how it's going to play out. If they have Stone Skin, perfect. So he has the Stone Skin right here. I am hoping to take a turn before him, though. Oh, he got resisted freaking UDK. Okay. There we go. I kind of need to do that. Or maybe I'll just do this. Okay. Not enough accuracy, which is fine. We might need to find a different team without UDK. Yeah, this is going to be GG's. We need to find a different team without UDK because if I'm going versus... you're missing gear too, bro. What the fudge, man? Where the heck is all of my gear? I thought that they reset the test server. Seems like they haven't. Seems like they've kept the exact same builds that we previously had. That might be a bit too fast for this team. Okay, let's give it another go. That UDK probably has high resistance. So we're going to see how it will play this time around. Okay, polymorph. There we go. Much, much better now. Ambris, don't take a turn. Beautiful. Okay, so let's see. Can we kill him? Nice. 89k. Not crazy damage because it was literally only 89k. But was decent-ish. The AoE is absolutely rubbish. Which is not very good. But hey, the A3 at least managed to get the kill. One shot. Don't weak hit. Beautiful. So now we have to worry about UDK. And possibly his reaction if he has any. But I'm going to try to... I mean, no matter what I try, he's going to go to UDK, right? So let's try to take him down. Extra turn. The AoE killed Ambris, which is good. Okay. Let's polymorph her because she's becoming annoying right there. And I need to get that A3 back to kill Marichka, gain the extra turn, and see if I can one-shot the rest after. Yeah, I don't want to kill it just yet. Okay. We killed that one. So it's not too bad for PvP with the A3. The problem is that that's a single target. You kill one enemy, what are you going to do after? Because the other ones won't really get to carry you. You know what I mean? So that is the main problem with the champion. 39k, everybody back, which kind of sucks right now. Even if I'm boosting the turn meter, I won't really be able to do much. So I might have to just lock their skills. Okay, get that. And now do whatever you want. So now we're going to have to go versus UDK again, huh? Now we're going to go versus UDK again. And he's on full HP. Why the heck is he on full HP? Come on. Hopefully we're going to kill that UDK. If we don't, I'm going to be too happy about it. Okay, 101k. We got UDK down. And can we kill this too? Okay, we got a weak hit. 69k. You see, that's the problem. If they're going to be tanky characters, like I have a good build on him. It's not the most OP build or anything like that. But it's a fairly decent build. And if we're going to get in a situation like this where we're only going to do like 80k damage and we have tanky characters, they're just not going to die. But it performs somehow decent. Not crazy excited for the champion, but hey. Oof. Can we beat this team, though? Can we beat this team? I do not think so. But let's see. Let's see. Okay. She's gonna reset right now anyway. Unless I can polymorph her. Okay. My next problem is the following. If I do this, attacks an enemy before attacking, removes all debuffs from the champion, places the buffs, and will ignore these buffs. The problem is he's gonna proc the buff after I attack him. So it might be better if I kill Arichka. Okay, not bad. Taraz dead as well. I'm not even sure how Taraz died. What the heck happened there? I need somehow to proc that freaking passive on Siegfried. But I can't really imagine how I'm gonna do that. Unless I use A1 and then use the A3. Okay, so we got a block damage. He got a turn. And it's all about this now. Do not lock me. Do not lock me. Okay, even though we are weak affinity, we managed to score the winning here. I mean, you know what? Even though his affinity is not the best for the current meta, if you guys need a champion to ignore Stone Skin, block damage, unkillable, I think he's decent. I would not break the bank to try and get this fusion champion, just because only the A3 is decent on him, good, and the A2 is really, really not good. One more thing that I quickly want to do, guys, is go back in here once again, and let me just quickly rotate a bit the thermometer. I want to see if I land debuffs. So I'm not going to use the skill from Lydia yet, okay? I'm going to go A1. I want to land the debuffs with this so we can enhance the nature threat. And we're going to apply the weaken now. What's happening now? So let's see. 500k. Now that looks much, much better. So the A3 is good. The A3 is a good skill. The A2 is weak. So if your main priority is to have a champion to deal with a stone skin, I think he's worth getting as long as you're not breaking the bank. Other than that, guys, I'm not crazy excited about the champion. I'm not extremely disappointed to say like he's the most trash HP-based nuker, because comparing him with some of the previous fusions that we've had, we had this guy, Izuyama, right, which is really not that great. We had from the Orcs Bells, which kind of like compares a bit with him, really not that great. I feel like he's better than these ones. Up to you what you're gonna do. Personally, I'm still in a bit of a pickle because I'm considering in saving my resources. Even if I get a champion, I don't really think I'll be using him in many areas anyway. And potentially Faction Wars hard mode. Buff the team, put the defense down and block buffs. I think it can work better than my fort board, that's for sure, right? But I'll still have a bit of time to think about it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As usual, appreciate all of you guys watching. Much love, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.